Hi everyone, today's video we're going to be talking about vitamin D, which is one of the body's fat-soluble vitamins. A fat-soluble vitamin is one that when you consume excess of this vitamin, then it gets stored in our fat cells for future use. We can get vitamin D through direct exposure to sunlight or in our diet through foods such as oily fish or eggs. Relying on getting vitamin D through our diets can be an issue, as even if we consume large amounts of these foods, because they've only got low amounts of vitamin D in them, then that means that we're still not going to get adequate levels through our diet alone. The other issue with getting it from direct sunlight, particularly if you live in the northern hemisphere, is that we don't really see much sunlight for 6 months of the year, which means that it's ever more important to supplement in the winter months and get your vitamin D that way, as we're not going to get it through our diet nor through sunlight exposure. But why is vitamin D important in the first place? Now, first of all, vitamin D is very important for our immune systems and strengthening the immune system. We can see in this study from the Harvard School of Public Health that there was a trial conducted which included 340 children, and they followed them over 4 months during the height of the winter flu season. Half the study participants received pills that contain 1,200 IUs of vitamin D, the other half received placebo pills. Researchers found that the type A influenza rates in the vitamin D group were about 40% lower than those in the placebo group. We can also see that there was a correlation between the intensity of COVID-19 symptoms and those who are vitamin D deficient. So those who were vitamin D deficient were much more likely to suffer intense COVID-19 symptoms or were to be in an ICU unit or hospitalized. So vitamin D is very important for our immune health. It's also important as it helps our body absorb calcium. When we absorb calcium, then it goes into the bones and the teeth, so therefore we're going to have stronger teeth and stronger bones through getting good levels of vitamin D. Vitamin D is also associated with better mood and energy, so that's one of the reasons why we feel quite sluggish in the winter, not because it's dark all the time, but also because we have low levels of vitamin D. So when the sun is shining, make the most of it and get yourself outside and expose yourself to the sunlight, and your body will synthesize vitamin D naturally. And then in the winter, it would be recommended to take a supplement. Now, supplements you can take of the strength of your choice, and I'm not a medically trained professional, so I'm not recommending to any of you what dose to take, but I can tell you what dose I take. The dose of vitamin D that I took over last year's winter was 4,000 IUs per day, and I took that every day over 4 months. And you can see below the levels of vitamin D that I have from doing that were in the optimal range, in the mid to upper range, and those are levels which I would consider to be optimal. And from the back of that, I had better energy levels, my mood was better, and I felt great overall. If you are going to take a vitamin D supplement, then I'd recommend either getting a vitamin D blood test from your pharmacy or going and seeing your doctor and getting some blood work done to see where your vitamin D levels are at, and then take a supplement for a few months and then retest yourself again and see what levels you're at. So that's all for today's video, so thank you all for listening, and if you want to see more health related content, then please subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys.